Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm back with Heaven's Secret, Requiem, Season 1, Episode 2. Shadows gather over the town and the blizzard won't let up. It seems the spawn aren't the only things to be afraid of. I think I remember that our character remembered what happened 3 years ago with her general, and to be quite honest, thinking back to that last scene of the last episode, maybe the general was Anna's father. But let's see, I just want to see Cain. I read a lot of comments, y'all. I replied to a lot of comments. I always reply to comments because I just love the time that you all spend in writing them. And they are all just with so much love, and I just always get emotional when I read your beautiful messages. Like, honestly, thank the Lord that all of you are alive. Like I said, I couldn't be more grateful. But a lot of you said that I should keep the dirty comments common, and I have the feeling that a lot of you believe that I will just stop with the dirty comments. They will never stop, y'all. At this point, it's my secret weapon, the dirty comments. It's my visit card. Heaven's Secret, Requiem, Episode 2, Lie Not Tell the Truth. And why would I lie? Did we screw up so badly in the past? Cain helped me up. Oh, this fine-ass man still... This man's still here. My head was spinning. Yeah, because of him. The high arcs of the church swayed before my eyes. Nah, he in front of you. What's the matter with you? Exhausted, I sat down on the bench and pressed my cold hand to my forehead. A tall silhouette appeared next to me, covering the tiny rays of light illuminating the floor in front of me. Finest man! Fine as fuck! Like, honestly, get an ambulance. I think I'm gonna be brought to the cemetery after this. Like, this story be doing too much. Who designed Cain? Who designed this fine-ass man? Like, you need a raise. He's so fine. Y'all. Y'all, I can't. Are we seeing the veins on his hands? Oh my god. He needs to leave. He needs to leave the screen. Oh my gosh. Did you remember something? I remembered that I wasn't capable to touch you yet, sir. Like, your dick is literally in front of me. I can't stop looking at it. Is she too much invested in her own thoughts of the past? I'm staring at this man's jewelry. I'm staring at this man's beautiful jawline, at his beautiful white hair, at his beautiful eyes. The man leaned closer so that only I could hear. I would turn around, grab him, and kiss him. I'm sorry. Like, the sexual desire that this man inspires just by existing is already too much. And this man, like, trying to keep his distance is even much more of a turn on. This man needs to leave. He either takes me or he leaves the screen, because I can only work so much. Like, I'm a woman with needs. I'm a woman with desires. Me, for instance. You are always on my mind, sir. Always on my mind. His gaze was piercing and tense. The white ends of his hair fell over his eyes. Can I, like, just move his hair out of his eyes? Can I? Making the red in them even more obvious. What are you talking about? The fact that he's fine as fuck and that no one can resist him, which is true. Have you looked at this man, girl? Like, are you a lesbian? Because that's the only explanation for me, for you not to completely drool over this man ever since this bitch appeared on the screen. Have you looked at him? Like, honestly, have you looked at this man? My reaction was far more telling. He straightened up and picked up the transceiver from a nearby bench. I found them. Return to the estate. Our departure has been delayed. Oh, this bitch still here? I still remember the message from Angelic, okay? Like, she was the only one that actually talked about the dislike I instantly had for Dimitri for literally being such a huge ass dick. And usually I use dick as a positive thing. This man has not the positive vibes. This man is literally the definition of an asshole. Like, literally, he is tactless. He has no human emotion whatsoever. I mean, he has emotions, but he doesn't really show any. Like, how is it possible for this man literally to sit in front of us, seeing that we're crying because we actually feel exasperated, exhausted with the situation, and we just want to know what happened to us, and the fact that we can't remember anything is literally making us fear that we, I don't know, might be senile or something. And this man literally just sitting and watching as we cry our heart out, us trembling and everything, and the only thing that this man can do is like just stare at us and blame us for everything that is going on around him. Like, where has this man's humanity gone? I've met demons in Heaven's Secret that have a lot more compassion than this little bitch. After the lightning struck, the storm racked twice as hard, and staying outside became utterly unbearable. Driven by freezing whirlwinds, the snow gathered under their clothes, and the icy cold sweeping through the bare trees knocked them off the path. Can immortals really see in such a blizzard? Anna and I were tormented by the raging whiteout. We struggled to move as our legs sank into the snow. I just wanted to howl and collapse to the ground. That's our very well-deserved nap. If that's the case, you could have saved everybody's time and found us right away. The girl tripped and fell, but Cain caught her. Which girl? He sighed tiredly, but didn't make any rude or sarcastic remarks. This man literally This man is giving me the feelings of a demon, yet he has angel wings. Like, he's even more cranky than Malbonte was when he first merged with his angel side. He's even more cranky than Dino was back in the day when we met him. When he was like, yeah, you shouldn't get too close to me. Like, I could lose everything, my status, everything I've worked for just in order to please my daddy. And you come in here all beautiful, like, trying to distract me from training and everything. Could make me risk it all. Like, this man is even more cranky. Are we sure that this man is not a demon? Because, sorry, I said it the last episode and I'll have to say it again. This man has red eyes. No angel has red eyes. Speak less. Talking will disrupt your breathing and make it harder to walk as a result. Well, bitch, then carry me. Unless you carry me, you have no reason whatsoever to complain. Like, I walk how I want to walk. If you can fly, bitch, like, you can go ahead. Go ahead. I'll just trot along. I'm a human being. Like, I'm freezing. I can walk differently. If you want me to be faster, then carry me. If you don't, shut up and fly ahead. I'll be right behind you or not, depending or not if my feet would give away. Leaning on his arm, Anna stood up and pushed the angel away as if she didn't just need his help. Okay, it was the other one. It would have been so beautiful, though, if he would have caught us. I'm fine, I just stumbled. Don't take it personally. It would be difficult for any human to walk through a blizzard like this. Uh-huh. A powerful gust struck me from behind. Damn, we're just falling on our face flat. A little longer and the chattering of my teeth will be impossible to hide. How much longer? We're dying, y'all. Cain shifted his gaze to me. Yes, hi, I'm also a human being. I don't have the capability to change my body temperature like you angels. I'm here as well. Thank you for giving me a little bit of attention. Where the fuck is your affection? It felt like I was trembling all over despite trying to control my body. The angel wrapped his jacket around. I'm so sorry. This man knows. He knows how to win a woman's heart. He just knows. Dude. Y'all, I would have folded. I would have dropped to this man's feet. I I wouldn't have been capable to resist this man. Like, I would have literally stripped this man naked, would have given this man everything he wanted. Like, you want a kiss? Fine. You want a blowjob? I'll give it to you. You want to take me from behind? You can do that. You want to take me from front? You can do that too. Whatever you want, whatever you desire, I'll do it. How the fuck is this bitch of a character capable to have this fine ass fucking man in front of her and not fold immediately by this man's side? I'm sorry. Like, I'm freaking out like this, and I don't even have this man in front of me in real life. This woman has this man in real life in front of her, and all this woman does is literally just dismiss this man as if he's a piece of dirt. Like, bitch, are you alive? The angel wrapped his jacket around me and tightly fastened 2 large zippers by the shoulder blades. We're about halfway. Is he going to be alright in light clothing like that? We have a jacket! Oh my god. Sorry, baby, I'm not gonna return the jacket to you. Like, this is mine now. It smells of you. Cain spread his wings, and the white feathers blown by the cold wind created a subtle melody. His enormous wingspan was impressive. It covered both Anna and me, protecting us from the raging winds. This man. Like, I'm about to... I'm about to take a break, y'all, from recording. I can't move on. My god, this man needs to leave. My heart can't take it. But I'm pretty sure y'all will love the commentary anyway. I won't be capable to take it. It's fine. You guys will have the time of your life and I will be dying over here. Cain took Anna and me by the arms. No, stop, this man. No, stop. And led us forward, keeping us from falling. Walking became much easier. This man... I can't say anything else, like I would have jumped him a while ago. His appearance remained unperturbed. Such an effort was not difficult for an angel. It seemed that if necessary, he could have picked us up in his arms and calmly carried us all the way there without any effort. I did say this bitch should just carry me. Perhaps that would have been easier for him. What did I say? I accidentally touched his hand. Ah! Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing what I want. And was surprised to realize how warm it was. So the jacket was just for show? Immortals aren't really affected by the cold. Lost in abstract thoughts, I tried to keep moving without slowing down. By the end, Anna and I were almost hanging on to the immortal's arms, allowing him to carry us through the snowy veil. They should have just allowed this man to carry them at this point. But where did they even go that they needed to walk 30,000 miles? Anna handed me a fragrant mug. Oh, herb tea, berry tea. Nah, herb tea. I have something against berry tea, y'all. Then she lifted the edge of the blanket and sat down next to me, wrapping herself up. The estate was bustling with activity. A huge stained glass window on the second floor trembled, its glass panels rattling. Last time I was here, I didn't get a proper look at the living room, but this time I noticed that the furniture inside was modern, while the walls were rather old. Perhaps somewhere below us, there were secret passages and spaces hidden between rooms swept over by the blizzard. About 10 pairs of eyes kept casting appraising glances at me. What? Ask a question, receive an answer. Our departure was delayed, and the squad returned to the estate. Everyone slowly dispersed to their respective rooms for the night. Their gazes were dissatisfied and aggressive. Another hottie. Can't match Cain's hotness, though. But let's see if I find his personality attractive. I think you'll fit right here. Huh? I looked up in surprise. A faint smile crossed Anna's lips at the sight of him. Just as aloof and gloomy as the others. Huh? My name is Craig, and you're Simona, right? Mm-hmm. I see that news fly here. He extended his hand to me. To return the gesture, I released the blanket that enveloped me like armor. The fabric fell away as soon as our hands touched. Greg lightly squeezed my fingers and smiled charmingly, revealing his fangs. A light t-shirt clung to powerful muscles earned through hard physical labor. The man's gaze was determined, and he had dimples on his cheeks. I cast a sidelong glance at her hands, and he released me from his grip. The sudden attention brought a slight feeling of awkwardness. He probably thinks I'm going to melt from that sweet smell of his. A girl, be kind. He's not that far off. He seems like a nice guy. He's nothing special, bitch. Everyone is special in their own way. He seems like a nice guy, but like I've never been smiled at nicely by a guy before. I never really had male attention in real life. So I would melt if a guy would smile at me. He has a casual and open demeanor that makes him quite likable. I'm sure he uses his charm a lot. He'll walk in the fireplace. Oh, so you're warming up. How did you get the sweat? I silently watched their conversation. As soon as Greg and I broke eye contact, I lost his attention. I got one, I'm gonna pick up the other one as well, huh? I walked here from the monastery. The man's eyes widened as he leaned forward in amazement. His lips curved into a dumbfounded half smile as if he didn't fully believe Anna's words. Do you know where Dimitri is? I can't find him. I'll get to you later. Oh, what you want now? The general's heavy aura sent a chill down my spine. With his mere presence, he made my heart sink as if gravity had been multiplied several hundred times. Good thing I don't have to look him in the eye. Anna, stay with her. The rest of you are dismissed. Walking past us, Dimitri went to the entrance, where part of the squad was tinkering with the generator. He's looking more stunned than ever. You have a fun conversation ahead of you. Greg patted me on the shoulder as if to say, you brought this upon yourself, and then walked away to the others humming a carefree melody. Y'all, if there's something I can't stand in general, if someone tries to keep someone in a place when they clearly don't want to be there, just leave me fucking be. But apparently they just want to circle us in and bring us back into the lion's den. If I don't want to stay fucking here, leave me be. Like everyone just pissed at us because their departure had to be delayed because they had to look for us. Just leave me be. My goodness. Like all this drama as if we are the most important person in the universe. Like if I don't want to be there, just fucking drop my sorry ass and leave. The front doors burst open and the flames in the fireplace flickered treacherously. Two immortals stood at the entrance. Oh my god. Oh, she's beautiful. The demon was attractive and had a refined physique. I wouldn't say that he was attractive. She was more beautiful, to be quite honest. He entered the room as if the people in it did not exist. The angel, by contrast, gave us a very expressive look that sent a chill down my spine. There are more immortals here? Yes, that's a Pylon and a Nia. They joined us relatively recently. Creatures from the heavens are beautiful. What fascinates me in particular is their power, their appearance, their ability to fly through the sky, their status. To be quite honest, I'm impressed by someone's power as in their inner strength in general. I think she's talking about power, but in general, when you know what a demon and an angel is capable of, you kind of are envious or jealous of the fact that they have supernatural powers. So their powers, I heard all of them have different abilities. Some are very rare and occur only once every few hundred or 1,000 years. I wish I had those kind of powers. That. Paleon located the general and hurried toward him. What's the situation? The cyclone turned out to be so massive that we couldn't find its end. Greg, what does that mean? At least another week on the city, most likely too. Even if the weather clears up quickly, the humans won't be able to leave until the storm subsides in the region as well. Dimitri paid no mind to the condescending tone the immortals addressed him with. Ultimately, he was the one giving the orders. Why do they take orders from him? The man noticed my gaze and looked past the immortal straight at me. What you want? What if we go around to the west? There are many spawn in the mountains. I see, so we'll have to stay here for a while. The general tossed a wire from the generator side and closed his eyes tiredly. It must be tough to have the entire squad relying on you. Does not excuse this bitch's behavior. Anna took off her glasses and wiped the lenses with her sleeve. She was also following the conversation and was not happy with what she heard.
So we're stuck here? Let's use this time to hate the mission.
She gave me a scathing look.
Why the hell did you show up at the rift only to sit around now sipping tea?
Me.
Can't wait to get back to dealing with the hordes of infected, eh? Think of the city as a resort. Relax and have fun.
Me, Greg.
Well, what do you know? A defender has appeared.
That's enough.
Blushing either from anger or shame for letting her emotions get the better of her, the girl stormed off into one of the rooms and loudly slammed the door behind her. Teenagers.
That's just Kira being Kira.
He's so beautiful, Greg, damn. It took at least half an hour until everyone dispersed to their respective rooms. Anna and I were left sitting alone by the fireplace. Dimitri quietly approached us. He stood next to her, his arms folded over his chest.
Well then.
Well, what? I lifted my head but couldn't look him in the eyes.
Simona hasn't made any attempts to act against us. Go easy on her.
Anna's so cute. Anna's fond of you. She's cute. She moved to the far corner, leaving us alone. The general was silent and the silence was more annoying than any shouting. What you want? Am I supposed to say something? Me.
What project did you work on at Siberia?
Deciphering the Book of the Apocalypse. What?
Your position?
Cryptographer. Anna's words influenced Dimitri. He will not be too harsh towards you.
People much older and more experienced than you were unable to do it after years of work. Why you?
Because I had already managed to translate something. Even before I began working at the base, I gave Dimitri an almost hostile look. I would give this bitch a hate look. Like, who is this bitch that he thinks that he can demand answers out of us? Who is he, our father? Like, Missy, you tell me what you did or else you won't be having your phone today. Like, who are you? The book became very personal to me, but now it felt like they wanted to take it away.
Alright, let's say that's true. Which word was translated first?
Letters weren't the first thing to be deciphered. It was numbers. His gaze grew more intense. I had only now started to truly pique his interest.
That information was classified and accessible only to those at the very top at Siberia.
Which means I'm not lying. Y'all, I have to talk like this. Spite this little bitch until there's nothing left of him but a pile of smoke. The man sighed, looking at the crackling fireplace. Bitch, you can leave. Bye-bye. If you don't like my answer, you can leave.
Cain said that you weren't feeling well at the church. Did you remember something when you saw the book?
The image that I had burned into my mind appeared before my eyes. I wanted to run my finger along every imperfection of those old worn pages, tracing each one and delving into the past. I stay silent, just felt the weak was pretending, right? Like I said, who is he to demand answers out of us? But I just felt weak. You don't just feel weak. There has to be a reason. Like, I don't know, you had the feeling that you can't breathe. There's always a reason why you do something. I remembered something. It was an ordinary night. I was up late working again, hunched over the book for the entire day. It wouldn't have mattered if I would have chosen anything else. It wouldn't have made a difference. She already said that she was working at a higher base back then in Siberia and that she was deciphering the Book of the Apocalypse. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered if I said I didn't remember anything. General Leod said something sarcastic and went to his office, and I continued deciphering. No need to tell him anything else yet.
You worked with General Leod.
My desk was right next to his office. The general wanted to control everything down to the smallest detail. Just like your sorry ass. So yes, I worked with him.
I see.
You decided to tell the truth. It seemed like you're starting to trust Dimitri. No, I'm not. But it wouldn't have made any difference. Like, We already said that we were working there and what we were doing there. So if we remember something or not, like, what big difference does it make? Dimitri was silent for a moment and looked at me again.
I will assign you a spot in the squad. You're a part of this now, but it doesn't mean I believe you.
Then why the fuck would you let me stay here? I will not stay in a place where I'm not appreciated and where people will probably make me feel like shit.
I don't know whether you're hiding the whole truth or just part of it, but the sooner you tell me everything, the better.
No. Like, this literally is a fucked up situation, y'all. This is literally like being a prisoner. We are allowed to integrate in the squad. We're allowed to collaborate with everyone there. We're allowed to give them information as soon as they ask for it. And if we don't, we will be punished. And most importantly, we can't leave because we are part of the squad now. Screw if we actually want to make part of their squad or not. They say, you stay. This is literally us being a prisoner. Literally, we don't have any free will in this motherfucking house. Y'all, can we just get rid of Dimitri? To be quite honest. Like, this is not a nice guy here. How does never going to happen sound? Me! The general stood up. He touched his chin thoughtfully.
Now you're the only person on the planet who can get to the bottom of this. Perhaps your appearance at the rift is our chance for salvation.
No, you can only leave me be. He thinks the book has something on the creatures? Salvation of the squad?
Of humanity.
Y'all, I just want him to leave. Like, it can't be that difficult to get rid of a motherfucker. The general went to one of the rooms and nodded to Anna, who was sitting close by.
Keep an eye on her. She's a valuable asset.
Yeah, and that's why you want me so desperately. Literally, we are a prisoner, y'all. They say you cannot leave. You could be a valuable asset, and that means that you cannot go anywhere else, because if you do, someone else could be capable to realize your value, and you will be a prisoner there. That's a horrible situation. Like, that just happens when you have something special, you know? Everyone that worked at Siberia and had the Book of the Apocalypse back then, I think we got a little bit of news on the situation on Earth in season 2 of Heaven's Secret 2. And apparently they in Siberia, they were studying the Book of the Apocalypse before it got into the hands of the immortals. And we are the only ones that survived back then. So we are the only ones that has information about the Book of the Apocalypse. So they actually think that we could be capable to, like, say the weakness of these creatures. And that's why they're like, you're staying here.
And a new member of the squad.
The door slammed shut behind him. A cold draft swept over me, bringing me to my senses.
We'll be sharing a room. Let's go find a suitable one.
You can leave. Goodbye. Oh my god. Not them saying, please choose the bed. Oh, wow. Pretty. This reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. $56, y'all. 56. Am I stupid? I'm not.
Good thing no one took this room before us. It's very nice.
Greg appeared at the door of the next room. Leaning on the door frame, he smiled again.
What a surprise addition to the lineup.
A dark silhouette loomed behind him. He was significantly shorter than Greg and probably couldn't see much with Greg's broad back blocking the view.
What are you guys talking about? I'm Nick, by the way. There will be time for introductions later.
And impatiently led me into the room, but a swarm of questions were buzzing insistently in my head. and I had no idea how to get the answers. Anna wasn't much more talkative than Dimitri. Greg continued looking at us, not intending to go back to his room, as if kindly giving me something to hold on to. Wait, I want to ask you something about the spawn. What kind of creatures are they?
Monsters. They come from the rift. They appeared on your basement underground.
Yeah, go to bed, Nick.
Ooh-hoo! Greg covered the guy's face with his hand and pushed him back into the room. Their relationship was like that of brothers. It didn't look like Nick was upset with his neighbor.
Trust me, these creatures are bad, but people are the worst too.
He says humanity is the real problem here.
Rotkov is peaceful compared to other places we've visited.
Anna shook her head wearily. What's going on in the world? What's going on outside the city in the rest of the world?
Same as here. It's just quieter here. Much quieter.
The city?
Rotkov, what about it?
It seems like the squad wants to leave this place as quickly as possible.
Say it a little longer and you'll understand. Sometimes it gives me the creeps. You have a shift tomorrow. Get out of here.
I see, thanks.
No problem.
He is so beautiful, damn.
We need to learn to trust each other, right?
I like him. The rings in his ears flashed before he disappeared back into the darkness of his room. The question, which sounded more like a threat, was left unanswered. Everyone has their own answer.
Good luck.
I followed Anna into the room. There was a ringing feeling of emptiness in my chest. The feeling has come over me before whenever I suddenly remembered my family, whom I had not seen for a long time. And then I would suddenly feel sick with myself. I went to the bed looking at the whiteness outside the window.
Wait, you need to wash yourself first.
Oh, wow. There was a public city bath in Rotkov. It seemed that this place was popular even before the disasters.
They pump water from a well and heat it in huge vats. For a small town with eternal winter, this is practically a holy place.
This is unusual.
First take a shower and wash off all the dirt, and then you can warm up in the small pool. It's shallow. Locals use it to warm up.
Having finished my shower quite quickly, I washed off the suds and wrapped myself in a towel. A pleasant warmth emanated from the pool. Spellbound, I came closer, unable to resist, and I was already sitting by it, waiting for me with her feet in the water. We were not alone in the bathhouse. The two halves of the tiny pool were separated by an old dilapidated screen. Behind it, feminine silhouettes were engaged in active conversation. I want to get in the water, but I'll pour some water on myself first. Having scooped up some water, I washed my hands and neck. It's very warm.
Yes, it's better not to submerge yourself completely right away, or you might pass out.
The water beaconed me. Having warmed up enough, I prepared to go in.
Take off your towel. You have to be naked to go in. This is the woman's half, so you don't have to worry.
I hesitantly looked at the white fabric covering my body.
In the meantime, I'll go get some clean clothes.
When she disappeared, I hastily plunged into the water. Warmth washed over me from all around. The water was murkier than usual in the dim light. The old tiles, darkened by time, looked ominous. The cracks on it resembled a spider's web.
After that incident, it was especially scary. I also feel uneasy sometimes, like there is someone watching me from the sidelines. It's just your imagination. He was drunk. He probably froze over in some alley and you're here coming up with God knows what. That's true. He always drank like crazy. Listening to some urban legends.
Anna sat down in her original spot, dangling only her legs into the water. Are the spawn attacking locals?
Not really. They usually don't come close to the city. Something scares them away. But that case was different. The missing person didn't leave the city, and his body was never found.
I swallowed involuntarily. Can we still hope that all of this is just a bad dream? Girl, you have to accept reality.
You have a...
She reached out her hand to me, but I recoiled in fear.
There's something in your hair. You should take it out.
She moved away again and fell silent. The relaxed atmosphere that had arisen between us instantly evaporated. She's scared. It's completely normal. Like, technically, she's a prisoner. Like I said, I would feel insanely uncomfortable. No matter how nice the people are treating me, because I'm not here out of my own free will. You are keeping me here.
We need to wash ourselves and turn in for the day. We'll have to get up early tomorrow.
She turned her back to me and, going waist deep into the water, threw her towel to the side. Don't look away. No, we're not going for her. No. I have my sight on Cain or Greg. Look away, but continue the conversation. How long have you been in town?
Long enough, maybe a little over a month. The day here drag on forever.
About the squad? How's everyone? Judging by her voice, Anna seemed to be smiling.
Are you worried?
Anna doesn't seem to mind chatting with you. Oh, I'd like to know who to steer clear of, but let her think that. Damn!
Everyone that survived is a little on edge. No way around that.
Anna carefully emerged and wrapped herself in a towel.
I'll wait for you in the locker room. Come out soon.
I didn't want to leave the warm water, but I had to. After drying myself with a clean but worn towel, I followed after Anna. She's not in the locker room. Strange. I will go look for Anna. Go look for Anna. Maybe we will find ourselves with a nice hottie named Cain. I paced back and forth. There were no clean clothes anywhere, and I'd have to go out into the hall wrapped only in a towel. I knew it. I wanted to do this. A fading lamp was flickering in the empty room. Perhaps it's best to just wait for Anna. I will return. No, continue. I'm doing myself dirty, but you all are here for the drama. The anticipation was agonizing. As I cautiously approached the entrance, I overheard someone's conversation. A blizzard howled threateningly just beyond the front door. Y'all, like, if the blizzard actually throws away the towel and suddenly, like, the boys are there, like, just seeing us in all our glory. That would... Goodbye. A blizzard howled threateningly just beyond the front door. The cold ran down my ankles, reminding me of the situation I was in. My pulse quickened, and I could hear my heart pounding clearly. I shouldn't be here. Eavesdrop on the conversation.
Apart from the scar, does she have any injuries?
And I knew it.
No, she's clean.
See, this bitch be just checking us.
Okay, I understand.
What exactly do you suspect her of?
I don't really know yet.
The man coughed.
Don't tell me you're sick. Nasty, get away from me.
It will pass.
Is it because of the snowstorm?
No, it's just that someone has very cold hands.
I want this bitch to get lost, but if we can remember something, I remember something related to Dimitri. A forgotten moment flashed before my eyes. Is it something important, though? I remembered the thick, dark hair that swayed in the wind as someone carried me on their back. A pleasant warmth emanated from their body. Powerful arms held me tight. Snow was falling all around. I was so exhausted that I could barely think. Even though someone's heavy jacket was lying on my shoulders, my dangling legs were mercilessly tormented by the cold. So cold. My hazy gaze wound up again on the back of the person's head. The muscles on their neck were noticeable, moving under skin reddened from the chill. In a painful half-sleep, I pulled my arms closer and pressed my hands to the cold skin.
Hey, what are you doing?
Bitch, you shouldn't have knocked me out. Like, this is just karma. Warmth finally spread through my icy fingers, and his flesh became covered in goosebumps from the cold. Now we're fine. Goodbye, sorry, son of a bitch. Y'all. My life's mission is just to make this bitch feel miserable about being a horrible human being. Someone's voice came from afar, as though there were countless kilometers between us. I think I muttered something incoherent in response and leaned back, nearly falling with the jacket that slipped off me. Hands tightened their grip around my hip, pulling me slightly higher and drawing me closer to him. Snowflakes drifted onto his reddened neck, instantly turning into cold droplets. He sighed heavily as he took a few steps back. Then he bent over to pick up the jacket and place it over my shoulders again. This time it covered me completely. Snowflakes stopped falling and turning into cold drops. Now I was left alone with a reddened neck and my own monotonous breathing. A long drawn out kilometers of travel. You found Dimitri's gesture endearing, right? Hearing that the conversation was almost over, I hurried back. The towel had to be adjusted now and then. Leaning against the locker and trying not to move, I waited for Anna. She came in holding a small package in her hand. Here you go. I reached out. Oh, look at this. You all know how much I hated the clothes in the first episode, and I know it was during the Diamond Rush, but come on now. Are we seeing that? I have to go with normal. Like, they are ugly. They are ugly. After getting dressed, we gathered our things and went outside. The stars in the sky were so visible and bright that I didn't want to look away. Like the clothing in the story. Ugly. Cain's handsome ass is actually compensating for it, but like the clothing. At the estate, Anna took out a clay pot and a bottle of sunflower oil from somewhere. She poured it into a glass and inserted a piece of string inside like a wick. Having removed the lampshade from the useless lamp, Anna placed the pot in its place and put the candle at the bottom of it. What's that? Orhira. I climbed under the blanket and covered my head, looking at the lamp standing between us. The flames swayed peacefully from side to side. My eyelids felt heavy and my mind was empty. I didn't even notice I had fallen asleep. To be quite honest, I'm glad that I didn't pick a diamond choice. Like, we actually picked an outfit, and after that we had a different outfit on. The place around me looked ominous. Is anyone there? Hello? Oh gosh, are we a sleepwalker? A whisper crept through the dark corners of the church. I looked behind me. The empty, lifeless darkness of the church did not betray anyone's presence. Cain, is that you? This bitch always on our mind. I feel you. The wood of one of the benches creaked and sounds died down. Everything quieted down. It's quiet. Too quiet. Oh no. Always near. Huh? What you want? Are you high? Hey. Everything is alright, you hear? Anna? I sat up, glancing around the room in shock. She was sitting on my bed, watching me worriedly. Behind her, the candle was still shaking. The clay pot heated up and now radiated warmth throughout the room. It was just a nightmare about something from the past. I lowered my gaze and pulled my legs up, examining the folds of the blanket. I don't know, it was very weird. Maybe it was just stress. Anna looked at me with compassion and fear. What? The scream was so bestial and wild. What does it take to make someone scream like that? She was like someone was about to actually possess us. I think it was good then that I made the whisper sound like that, because it actually would have been creepy. She actually was like, you started to scream in such a bestial way that I was actually worried, like what was trying to go into you, or more like out of you. What demon was trying to get out of you? Her reaction frightened me much more than the dream itself. It was deceptive and elusive, but Anna's eyes, frozen in silent horror, were alive and genuine. Okay, go back to sleep. She went back to her bed and turned away from me. I laid back on the pillow and closed my eyes, trying to fall asleep. Worried that I'd spent the rest of the night just fidgeting restlessly in bed. Turning onto my back, I extended my hand to the ceiling, examining my fingers. There was no doubt about it. They were trembling, and an unpleasant lump was lodged in my throat. I feel scared, maybe even hysterical. I feel it with my entire body. There are some echoes of emotion bursting and screaming inside me, but with my head, I feel nothing. I notice a dark stripe on my outstretched arm. There never used to be a scar there before. Apparently I got hurt at the rift. I turned onto my side and thoughtfully scratched the scar. Though unnoticed, sleep still crept up on me. My hand gradually slowed down until it stopped completely. A small dark droplet emerged from a minuscule and scratched on the scar. Blood looks almost black in the moonlight. No, it is a black blood. Is this the scene that we saw in the beginning? I fell asleep again.
Simona, get up.
Blinking with extreme difficulty, I peered into the darkness. My throat felt gritty as if it had been filled with sand. How long until dawn?
About half an hour more. Leaves us plenty of time to get ready.
I should get ready. I'll do ponytail wide.
Y'all, just give me something better.
Let's go with this one. I don't know. Continue. After getting dressed, I washed my face. Has not changed. Flushed red. Looks better. It's fine.
Let's go.
The estate was empty. The entire squad had left long ago on their receptive mission. Dimitri stood by the fireplace with his back turned to us. His arms were bent and his head was tilted down. He seemed to be adjusting his watch strap.
Greg and Nick outside shoveling snow. Take one of them with you. Don't talk about the book around the locals. And Simona, you must always be accompanied by someone from your squad.
See? We're a prisoner.
Is that clear?
He looked at me over his shoulder.
The sleep did you good.
I nodded, remembering the nightmare I had.
We'll start deciphering right here in Rotkov. Cain will help you.
That's the only pleasant thing about this right now. That Cain is there and not the son of a bitch.
And one more thing. Don't linger outside the estate in the evenings.
More things you want me to do? Am I supposed to cook for you too? Massage your feet? Wash your hair? Comb it? Is the city unsafe? The general looked at me intently.
Yes.
Because of people like you! That's why it's unsafe. This bitch is worse than the abominations flying around in the city, y'all! For the first time, I was able to get a good look at the courtyard of the estate. It was majestic, royal, and pompous. I got the involuntary urge to lift my head to be able to see it in its entirety. Under the sunlight, the crisp snow sparkled all around us. Two silhouettes were clearing it at the gate, deftly wielding shovels. He's so pretty!
Not a beautiful day in Rotkov.
Nick.
I need one of you two to accompany us to the church. Dimitri's orders. Aren't you enough on your own?
No, I want to have your sorry ass with me, can't I? And I tensed up and looked away.
Nick, let's go. Did I say something wrong? What gave you that idea?
She said through clenched teeth. Your attitude, wow, okay.
I'll come along too. There's something I want to look at in the monastery. If the monks notice you. Have they ever?
Damn, I saw that Anna didn't want to agree with the guy, but there was no good reason to refuse.
Okay, if everyone goes, everyone goes. What difference does it make?
One beautiful face more, girl. Oh, the dog! Doggy. The town square was lively. People were trading without fear, talking to each other and going about their business. From above, snow was falling in massive flakes. What did the general mean? That he's a bitch. And I went ahead and walked alone. Nick lagged behind a little and Greg walked next to me, occasionally asking me questions. I just love Greg.
Aren't you cold?
Give me your jacket. I got used to it back at the base.
So you really worked at Siberia?
I will be honest with him. Yes, but they didn't share any of their work with me. Isn't that what you're interested in?
Everyone knows that they worked on a lot of classified projects. Are you saying you haven't heard of any of them?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're all just embellished rumors. In my opinion, the base has always been quiet and boring. Greg was pleasantly surprised by your honesty. Anna stopped abruptly in front of us, and I almost bumped into her. A young man of the cloth blocked her path. Oh, God.
Good day, decided to stay in the city.
The novice addressed us in broken English, trying to ensure that everyone present understood him.
We had to. There's a storm all around. So you still need books from the monastery archive?
Anna did not answer immediately. Her eyes narrowed, and she tried to understand what the man was getting at.
You didn't mind when we walked with them on your territory. Has something changed? As long as you don't break the conditions, everything is fine. I was just clarifying. Have a nice day.
The man was only a short distance from us when Anna turned around, trying to catch his silhouette with her gaze.
Wait, yesterday we found a passage to the monastery from the other side. It looked abandoned.
The novice looked at us in surprise.
Passage abandoned. We don't have those. It was not far from the cemetery. Are you sure that was the monastery? Yesterday's snowstorm was so severe, it's easy to understand if you confuse the terrain.
No.
There are no unused places in the monastery. Take care.
Moving away from us, the man switched to his native language, muttering something under his breath.
Always sticking the noses where they don't belong.
Uh-huh. Anna and I exchanged glances back at the bathhouse. It was clear to me that she also understood the locals. He doesn't seem to be happy about the squad. The strange thing was that there was definitely a passage, but where it led remained a mystery. Having crossed the square, we got to the cemetery. We had to explore it thoroughly before we finally found the right slope. A high wall appeared in front of us, covered with a layer of snow and ice.
It's definitely part of the monastery. The masonry is the same. Why do we need this passage anyway? We have a job to do even without it. Wait up.
She went inside. I remembered the pile of snow that had sealed her inside. The image appeared before my eyes, but nothing stirred in me. Nothing happened this time. Only the snow kept slowly falling. This place seems more harmless during the day.
Strange, there are 2 passages inside, and both are blocked. But yesterday I distinctly felt the wind blowing through. Will someone tell me what we are wasting our time on?
While Anna and Greg explored the space inside, Nick and I stood off the side, awaiting further instructions.
It's strange no one mentioned this place, and the novice bluntly lied to us. Not everything happens for a reason. Maybe they just haven't used it for a long time.
I should examine the surroundings. I looked around the slope indifferently. Barely noticeable footprints caught my eye. This place didn't seem abandoned. It looked like there are tracks there. The prints definitely belonged to a person, and going along the wall they led to the opposite slope and then went up.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Greg went ahead of the others. It was hard to compete with his long legs. Nick tried to keep up with him, but he was shorter and could not catch up with him. Where did all my stamina go? The climb would have been easier for me before. Greg suddenly stopped and raised his finger to his lips. Everyone fell silent, ducking down. Readying his weapon, he took a step forward without taking his eyes off the forest ahead. Anna crouched next to him and took a closer look. Nick and I followed suit. Huh? Further up the slope, a decent ways from us, a huge white wolf was tearing into the neck of a motionless spawn. Damn.
Don't move. He noticed us.
Damn. Battered and wounded, the beast stopped. Snow-white furs clubbed together in places with his own blood trembled in the wind. The huge muscular body of the wolf heaved to the rhythm of his heavy breaths. The battle was hard fought for him, but it won and will survive. The beast won its right to live by tearing it out along with the flesh of the spawn. Having come to some decision, it dragged the carcass into the forest with one powerful pull hiding between the trees. A black trail followed the spawn across the snow. How could the spawn get this close to the city? There are sound traps all over the area, and they were supposed to scare it away. After feeling that they were removed, baby.
The traps could have broken down. They tend to do that from time to time. That's nothing. What's worse is that a wolf got this close to the city.
What's wrong with that?
Wolves only hunt in a certain area around the lair. If they decided to move the hunting area, that means something scared them off. And we'd better find out what it was.
If the wolf turned out to be stronger than the spawn, could nature itself manage to deal with these creatures? Even if humans should disappear as a species?
I'm on duty today, so I'll check all the traps in this area. Take someone from the monastery with you, someone who knows the area well.
After escorting me back to the church where Cain was supposed to meet me, the others went about their business, alarmed by the unexpected discovery by the forest. The angel wasn't there. I sat on a bench looking at the scattered manuals. During the day, everything looked different. The city maintained its mystery, though the light replaced the shadows and darkness that were so oppressive and frightening at night. The book isn't among these manuals. Surely Cain carries it with him. I heard a strange, unintelligible sound. Listening in, I tried to pinpoint its source. Cain? Is that you? Bye! Bye! Didn't we have that nightmare? I heard the sound again. This time it seemed to be coming from the entrance of the church. It didn't feel afraid, and taking that as a good sign, I went outside. Adjacent to the church was an abandoned part of the city cemetery. The graves here were completely unkempt, and a few crosses even lay toppled on the ground.
Oh my god!
The sound repeated and I moved on. There was a strange sculpture standing among the tall gravestones. The master put a lot of effort into it. Even the fountain in the square paled in comparison in terms of details. The sculpture shimmered blue with transparent eyes hanging from it. There is something wrong about this. Really? Path of the Whisper of the Devil? I approached the sculpture and carefully touched it. There was some sort of pulse under the crust of ice. This bitch is insane, but I mean that's my mistake for choosing the devil's path. Something inside me responded to it. A nasty feeling overcame me and I pulled my hand back. Red eyes. How's it going, hottie?
Simona.
I shuddered and turned around. Cain's approach was sudden but quiet. He looked irritated, but it was impossible to guess what he was thinking about. The angel stood between me and the sculpture.
It would be a shame to lose you that quickly.
Are you that obsessed with me already, sir? I mean, deserved. Like, if I'm that obsessed with you, you better be obsessed with me too. He took hold of my hand and pulled me toward him, forcing me to stay closer. Bitch, just hug me. Just hug me, hold me in your arms, carry me away, and tell me you love me.
Stay behind me and don't run.
Why would I run when I have everything I've been looking for in front of me? The eyes on the sculpture began to crack and fall to the ground piece by piece. The frozen body started trembling. Grab Kate's hand! Grab this bitch's hand, for fuck's sake! Do something. If you can't grab this bitch's balls, then grab his hand. For God's sake. The man looked at the fingers digging into his hand.
This will be quick.
Baby, take your time. The more time you take, the more I will have the chance to hold you like this. It would have been a lot more poetic if it would have grabbed this man's boobs or his dick. That would have been a lot more poetic. I was horrified. The clearly dead man was moving as if he was alive. Bitch, he is alive. He's a monster. He's the abomination. Oh, for fuck's sake. Damn. Y'all, this is giving me the vibes of The Walking Dead. My sister nicely forced me to watching it, and now I'm kind of obsessed with it. Look at this man. The dead man, seemingly disoriented, stood still for a few seconds before rushing past Cain at me. The angel grabbed him by the neck and in one motion slammed him into the ground until his bones cracked. Y'all, he's just so motherfucking hot when his eyes are glowing red. Y'all, I'm folding like a piece of paper with this man. I can't do anything about it. He needs to leave. Please. Then he leaned closer, examining what had once been human.
This is the man from the advertisement in the square.
What is he? I came closer, examining the body, blue from the cold. It was covered in black veins.
Let's go. There's nothing to see here. He's dead. I'll deal with the body later.
Fine-ass man. God. And he's also so authoritative. He's like, oh, don't worry, just leave him here. I'll dispose of the body myself. Fuck, that's hot. God. Cain moved a few books and sat down on a church bench. He glanced over at me. Take a picture, baby, it'll last longer. I was confused and he understood that.
It wasn't infected.
Goodbye, we're having the zombie apocalypse, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Walking Dead now. Heaven's secret version. Infected with what? The man tiredly shrugged.
All of humanity is wondering the same thing.
What about the immortals?
We're not omnipotent.
Do people get infected from a bite? We're like, is this the Walking Dead? Is this a zombie apocalypse?
Nobody knows for sure. The infected are fairly uncommon, and they're difficult to study.
Still in shock, I silently looked at Cain, thinking about how to phrase another question. His eyes, he's literally like, oh, this little bitch, she just won't shut up. Then fine, ask ahead. Bitch, you know you love me. You know you like this sort of attention from me. You know it. That's why you're so mad. And like I said, you all know what I said about opposites attract. Like, the fact that we annoy him so much is exactly what he will love and what will pull him towards us in the future.
Ask away.
I'll ask, how long ago did this start?
A couple of months after the rift appeared.
What else is known about them?
They're far faster and stronger than humans.
Alright, I just have to put my few cents in there. If you guys want my opinion, I have the feeling this has to do with that surge of darkness because of Sifa Malum. Because Sifa died. He was killed by plague. And after the Mother of Life was defeated, the most powerful one in heaven was Sifa Malum. And considering the fact that there isn't any Sifa anymore, which is like supposed to be the embodiment of good, even though he didn't behave like that, I still am mad at the fact of what he did with Malbonte. But just to see it like this, because apparently Sifa created angels and Sifa Malum created demons. Considering the fact that Sifa is completely gone and the only real ruler of the world is now Sifa Malum, as in the embodiment of evil and the embodiment of darkness. And there isn't like Sifa to kind of like balance the destiny of the world out into 50-50. It's 100% darkness ruling the world now. And maybe the darkness that is coming out of the rift slowly turning human beings into these abominations. The fact that they're turning into abominations is because they can't deal with that powerful negativity. It literally burns them. It goes into them. It slowly starts to remove all the good that there is inside of them. And then they turn completely evil. Like for the people that watched Heaven's Secret, as in the people that actually played the first book, you all know what Malbonte looked like when he was just darkness. The only human form that Malbonte had was as Bond in his angel form. His demon form wasn't even existent. He was a pile of smoke. That's for the people from the season 2 finale, when you choose the diamond choice with Fenzio, when he explains how he got himself a deal with Malbonte. We see that pile of smoke because there was just darkness there. So I would assume, considering the fact that that can't happen to humans, that darkness is too powerful for them to handle. And in general, like I said, it's easier to tap into your negative personality traits rather than you tapping into your positive personality traits. And that darkness that is coming out of them, or the darkness that is consuming these humans, is too powerful for them to handle. So they can actually push the darkness that is literally trying to force itself onto them and onto their body away. And the darkness that they automatically absorb, because in a certain sense it is a normal thing for darkness and for light to exist, considering the fact that light is out of the way, there's only darkness. There is nothing there to enforce the good in people. So the darkness is literally going into human beings. Or removing literally every single light that there is inside of a human being. And the darkness is taking over a human being. But considering the fact that humans aren't only angel or only demon, where they are literally viewed as just good or just evil, they turn into these abominations.
But Rotkov was lucky. Usually they can't get here. They freeze along the way.
Why was that infected moaning strangely? I found him because of the strange sounds he was making.
At the moment of infection, all the nerves of the face clench. Each of the infected has their own facial expression. Monstrous, sad, or mournful. Will you start working right away?
I'll try. But first I'll see what kind of books you brought here. Cain opened one of the manuals lying nearby and started reading. The light from the window pleasantly outlined his profile. Oh, finest man. Just seeing light fall on this man's face is a dream come true. The angel's calmness transferred over to me. It seems that Cain can deal with the spawn by himself, and the infected are practically nothing but dust to him. I walked around the hall, looking at the scattered books. A few older ones caught my eye. I looked through the maps of the area. Inside the book there were a bunch of symbols that I didn't understand. Mines, slopes, fields. My vision started to vibrate and I slammed the dusty volume shut. Damn. I spent the remaining time working on the book. Thinking about something unrelated, I silently stared at the open book yellowed with age. Cain seemed to notice this but did not say anything. Well, sir, you can move closer. They are actually picturing this as us being at one edge of the room and he's literally at the other end, literally just staring at us, making sure that we don't run away. This man is not doing anything to contribute to the fact that we find anything in these damn books. He's literally just there to be our bodyguard, or more like our prison guard, considering the fact we are in prison. As darkness fell, he silently accompanied me back to the estate. They be doing too much. The evening in Rotkov gradually turned to night. Anna fell asleep almost immediately while I continued to torment myself. There's nothing left in this world that I loved, and I don't want to get used to this reality. Thoughts I wanted to escape from came over me. The room started suffocating me and I got out of bed. Just look for your boyfriend. You and Anna have a good relationship. Okay, so she didn't lock the door? Excuse you? I did say we in prison, bitches. We are actually in a literal prison. If you don't have a good relationship with Anna, she'd be locking the damn door. You can't go out. This is a prison. The fireplace was burning out in the living room. Taking a seat by the fire, I peered into the flames. The firewood crackled pleasantly. The arm of a chair was warm from the heat. I put my hands together, resting my chin on them, and thought. I moved away from my family to work at the base. I desperately wanted to believe that everything could still go back to the way it was before. That some kind of prophecy or encrypted message could solve the issue of the cataclysm. But nothing will ever be the same again. It doesn't matter what the squad wants from me. They can think whatever they want, but I will only translate what I need from the book. Suddenly, I distinctly felt someone's gaze on me. At first, the light from the fire did not allow me to see the room clearly, but once my eyes had adjusted, I noticed Dimitri sitting relaxed in the distance. Y'all, I think you already know how much I hate this man. Like, I developed a passive-aggressive attitude towards this man. There is nothing about this man that attracts me, y'all. Nothing. A lot of people were shocked when I was actually reading this man to filth in the last episode. But I have to say it, and I will always keep on reminding you all. It's not the face that counts for me. If your personality is trashed, your personality is trash. It doesn't matter how fine you are from the outside. I need to get used to your personality because beauty disappears with time, like we all age. You will not always look all young and handsome. And the only thing that will remain is your personality. That will always remain the same. You can't change your personality. This is who you are. This is your person. And I don't like anything that this man has as personality-wise. Yes, he is beautiful. He is fine. But his personality is trash for me. He does not appreciate anyone else's input but his own. He does not care if you feel miserable in a place. He says you can be of use to him, so you have to stay there put. They don't care what happens. And this is not okay. They are keeping us prisoner there. If we would have stayed out of our own free will, that would have been something different. But this man is actually keeping us in that place. He is forcing us to stay there without our permission. Like consent. Never ever without consent, y'all. It just takes the fun out of everything. I can't get warm with Dimitri. You can all tell me why you like Dimitri. I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of women out there that will like Dimitri. Please tell me what you like about this man. I can't get warm with him. He first put a rifle on our sleeve and knocked us out and excused abusive behavior as him saying that he doesn't have any time to ask us to follow him. So he was like, oh, I'm taking you there prisoner, why not? Then he doesn't care about what his questions trigger inside of us, and he just keeps on asking questions. As someone that literally slept apparently for 3 years and doesn't have any memories, like he didn't care that we could actually go into some kind of shock state or us having a panic attack, anxiety attack. He didn't care anything other than him getting the answers that he was seeking from us. And now, knowing that we are the only one left from that base from Siberia, he won't let us go until we get the answers that he wants. Prisoner! Where is the positivity from this man? His muscles are not saving him. He was sitting in a chair and watched me with an impartial gaze. He needs to leave. I strongly dislike this man. I don't see something positive or redeemable in this man because he ain't really showing much where I can say, all right, maybe it's the stress or something. There is no explanation that you keep someone against their will at a place where they don't feel welcome or not appreciated just because you want something. There is no reason for that, no explanation for that. I should stay. I should leave. Goodbye. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna engage in something romantic with this man. I walked along the corridor to my room. My hand hovered over the doorknob when I heard a loud creak behind me. Following the strip of moonlight that appeared nearby, I turned around. Greg was standing at the open entrance. I wouldn't mind being with him, though. Snow from the street was getting into the house, but he didn't care. Dimitri, who had seen this look countless times already, asked only one question.
Who?
Huh?
Nick.
Huh? Has he turned?
He and the mock didn't return from their patrol.
Oh no. Oh no. They turned, y'all. We will see a zombie Nick next episode. Well, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this episode with me. Like, y'all, I'm so sorry. I know that there are a lot of Dimitri fans out there, but I can't get warm with him. I hate men, or in general people, that look down on you condescendingly. They believe that they are better. If you guys truly want me to, I could replay the second episode and upload the romantic option with Dimitri. But this right now was my own decision. I do not like this man. But if you would like to see my reaction to the romantic option, you can write it down in the comments and I will replay this episode. I hope you enjoyed this video with me. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in another video. Bye.